Today's an exciting day because we're going to celebrate excellence in teaching. We're here today to award and reward the Teachers of the Year for the 2010-2011 school year. We're also going to do a surprise announcement about a Principal of the Year, and they don't even know that'll be coming, so it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. I think it's important to recognize that, every day teachers struggle and they work hard, and they come with the idea that they're going to make a difference for their children, and in a bigger picture, a difference in the world. So I think it's important to recognize that effort, and to be able to say, we appreciate and we thank you for what you've done this year and what you continue to do for children.
I really enjoy teaching at the school I'm at. I like the kids, I like the people I work with. It's a really nice environment. Overall, it's a really good school.
I teach third grade science and social studies, so I teach about 60 to 65 kids, rotate throughout the day. It keeps me going every day because every block can be different and you never know what to expect. And I really enjoy the school, and the other teachers I work with are great, and we just have a really great culture of support there with the other teachers, so it's a really nice place to work.
I teach at Lanier Elementary School. We've got about 400 students there, and I really enjoy it. I teach with another third grade teacher, so that we've got 2 third grade classes. But this past year, we've done a lot of really cool things. We've done a lot of field trips, and we also taught a lot of math and science through songs and cheers and chants and stuff, which is something that we picked up from actually some other schools. And so all of our multiplication and division facts we learned through cheers that me and Miss Stevens made up. And so that was really fun, and the kids really got into that. But it's an exciting place. The students seem to really enjoy it. They feel safe and comfortable at Lanier, and I enjoy it myself too.
The culture at my school is awesome. I love my kids. This is actually my second year teaching. Last year I taught 6th, 7th, and 8th. I've had the opportunity of growing with my kids, learning my kids, and making sure that they be the best that they can be.
Being principal at Lanier Charter is probably the greatest job in the world. It's just something that's a challenge every day, but it's something that's worth waking up for, and it's hard to go to sleep at night, but it's definitely worth waking up for.
Teaching at my school is, like I said, is interesting, as far as the ability levels, demographics, everything like that. The people I work with, I met a lot of cool, interesting people from different places with the Teach for America organization and everything. So, it's been a good experience this year.
Mr. Semsar was chosen as Teacher of the Year at Lanier Charter, I believe, for several reasons, but the main reason being his energy. He really brings a lot of energy into the classroom to really motivate his students, to really get them to want to learn, and he's been great at that.
One student of mine who has shown tremendous growth this past year is a student named JoJo. His actual name is Kivante, but at the beginning of the school year, when he came to me and had some behavioral issues, I decided to give him the name JoJo. And so throughout this year, JoJo has become a leader in my classroom, a leader at the school. I've worked with him and his family and consistently reminded him of how much he means to me and our class. And because of our relationship, he has grown tremendously both in reading and in math.
He's got great ideas, and he really has a great passion for bringing those ideas to bring our faculty together.
It is an honor to be selected as Teacher of the Year for Lanier Charter Elementary School. But at the same time, I feel like much of my teaching strategies, skills, and whatnot have come from many of the teachers here. And so I feel kind of like I'm accepting this award on their behalf because I've stolen much of what they do in their classrooms, and I use it every day in my classroom. So success for me starts in my classroom through spending a lot of time on planning, and then once I've got the planning piece down, building really strong relationships with my students, and from there, holding my students to very, very high expectations.
Mr. Salchli was selected as Dalton's Teacher of the Year because of the outstanding job that he does both in and outside of the classroom. Inside of the classroom, he plans extensively. His kids are always engaged. There's always a lot of fun products that are made as a result of all of the things that takes place in this class.
Success starts in my classroom by setting a high bar for every student. And at the front of my classroom, there's actually a banner that says, "There are no shortcuts." And that's kind of what my class and what I live by each day. That it's not always going to be easy. It's maybe not always going to be fun, but you got to put in the work. And when you put in the work, you know, good things will happen. And so that's kind of what we go by, that there are no shortcuts.
He's working with other teachers. He serves as a mentor teacher, a TAP mentor teacher. So a lot of the things that he does in terms of long-term planning, working with small groups, differentiated instruction, he also shares those ideas with his peers.
I feel honored and privileged to be named as Dalton Charter Elementary Teacher of the Year this year. It's just an honor to be the representative of all these great teachers here, and you know, being selected by my colleagues, and just, you know, we're like a family here, and so it's really an honor to represent them all.
Ms. Thanni was selected as Glen Oaks Teacher of the Year because Ms. Thanni exudes everything anyone would want to see in a teacher. Ms. Thanni comes to work ready to work with kids. Every day she gives them a new slate, and every day she walks into that classroom, she gives them all that she has.
When I think about how success starts in my classroom, I think about a quote that a professor once told me. She told me that success is not a destination, yet a journey. Meaning that if I take a trip somewhere and if I get lost, I shouldn't be afraid to ask for directions. So with that said, I make sure that the first day that the kids enter the classroom, I set up some type of culture that they know that they should not be afraid to ask for directions or instructions, with having in mind that their destination is to become lifelong learners.
Ms. Thanni contributes informal leadership to our staff. She helps out with teachers in lesson planning. She goes over their lesson plans and their data with them. She makes sure that if they have questions about different strategies to use, she comes in and she works with them, or she also allows them to come into her classroom to see how she incorporates those strategies.
I'm honored to be selected as Glen Oaks Middle School Teacher of the Year. I'm so excited that many of my colleagues actually seen the potential in me. I just hope that I can continue to give the same level of service in my future teaching career.
Ryland Wall was selected as Prescott Middle Business Academy Teacher of the Year because he is an outstanding teacher. I've been with him over the years and I've watched his growth, and the kids are very attracted to whatever he has to teach in the classroom. He's eager to do what he needs to do to get them to learn what they need to learn, and he's just an outstanding teacher.
An example of how I've created student growth in my classroom is one of my classes at the beginning of the year was performing fairly poorly, but through differentiating my activities and my lessons, this third 9 weeks that just passed, they all had a C or above.
Mr. Wall has definitely impacted our implementation of TAP. He's always the first teacher to volunteer to model whatever has been shown to him in TAP. He loves volunteering for the teachers and showing them exactly what it is that they need to use and do in their classrooms.
I have one student, Christian, who at the beginning of the year was very trying, both academically and behaviorally, but through having a lot of one-on-one talks with him, he now reads in class every day, he participates in the activities, and he stays in my class for the full period every day. seeing this growth into Christian makes me feel good because he still has trouble in some of his other classes, but he's performing extremely well in my class, which makes me feel like I've really done something to help him.
Tamara Breaux is selected as Pointe Coupee Central's Teacher of the Year because she is a rock star. Ms. Breaux is the only high school teacher who's worked with the same students all year long. She's working with 9th graders. She's teaching them algebra. That's notorious both in the age group and in the subject for being an extreme challenge, but Ms. Breaux has just taken it on with such style. Her kids run around the building talking about their algebra projects. It's Ms. Breaux all day long. In addition to what she's doing with her students, Ms. Breaux is also a mentor to most of our new teachers in the building. They all go to her for help, for guidance, for support, and she's providing that for them every day.
I've been able to create student growth in my classroom by getting kids excited about algebra, and I've done that by creating discovery learning activities and introducing technology into my lessons.
Ms. Breaux is a valued member of our staff. She contributes because she is on leadership team for the school. She is on the TAC leadership team for the school. She goes the extra mile for staff and students every day. She comes in early, she stays late. She does tutoring on her off periods. She's currently planning 4 days of field trips for the 9th graders. And she does all of it with such grace and with such good humor. It's such a pleasure to have her in the building.
An example of student growth that I saw this year was a student named Travis, and in the beginning of the semester he was very unmotivated, unwilling to do anything, but as the semester went along he was able to, he understood the content and he was able to do the work. Success in my classroom begins with high expectations and holding students to those expectations.
Our overall goal this year for Lanier Charter was to show growth, and I think in many ways, but it was really to capture the culture of the school that has created an environment for positive learning, for positive opportunities, and for those things to get our students motivated to learn, which eventually I believe will lead to growth in test scores and academics.
I can say that I've seen so many wonderful changes in my grandkids since they started going to school here at Lanier. Lanier is more than a school. Lanier is like a home away from home. Here, the teachers, the faculty, the staff, Mr. Crowe, the principal, it's just a lot of love and caring for the children. Being that I'm a grandmother with 8 grandchildren over here, they come home, they leave home excited and full of so much joy. They come back in the same manner. And it's always something nice to say about what they've learned at school, the love that they show me that's genuine for the teachers and the staff and the faculty here. Wonderful changes, wonderful changes.
Mr. Crowe is a good principal because if we have any problems, we can go to him and we can talk our problems out with him.
I'm proud to be a Lanier Alliance because I like Lanier so much that all the teachers help me and learn what I'm supposed to do and get my education right.
What was your reaction to winning this award?
My jaw dropped to win this award. I know that there are only 5 of us, but the competition's tough, and I work with some great principals. And again, I said it, kind of narrowed down. Somebody won it last year, but just just to receive the honor, I'm very proud. And again, one of the greatest, not accomplishment, but one of the greatest gifts that I've ever had.
Always just set the bar high for your students, and the higher you set the bar, the higher the students are going to perform. And so always maintaining those expectations for your students.
Some advice that I would give to either, to future teachers or teachers, period, would be to just give your all. The kids see it, they know it, they see the determination, they see when you care, and it encourages them to do better. So future teachers do that. Already good teachers or teachers, period, just continue being great educators.
Just remember it's all about the kids, not about anything else. And so, sometimes you have to put yourself to the side in order to help the kids.
Stay motivated, don't let one experience get you down. Don't take anything personal, don't think, and you're not in it by yourself, talk to somebody, get it out, helps.
The two pieces of advice I would give is always have high expectations, but then with those high expectations, build really strong relationships with your students and show them how much you care. So hold them to a very high level, but at the same time, show them how much you care. And I think by doing those two things, you can create a really positive environment.
The advice I would give to any teacher, starting out would be that it's not easy. It's learning, it's continual learning, and it's not giving up. It's trying new things every day. It's keeping things that work. It's letting things go that don't work, but really to know that it doesn't happen overnight. Good teaching takes years, and it takes a lot of support, and it's support that you give and receive. But I think those are the things that start out making good teachers.
We have some excellent teachers, and we're proud of them. We're excited to honor them, and Advanced Baton Rouge is doing a pretty good job in putting things together as far as running schools in tough areas, low socioeconomic areas, and making a difference for the children of those neighborhoods.